Welcome to Active Sports TV. You're now tuned in and rocking out with your host, Active. You see it in the title. Keyshawn Davis has said it with his chest. He won't Deebo Dev at 147 pounds. Do you believe him? I don't. We're going to cook on this episode, man. We also got some audio from Timothy Bradley, the Hall of Famer himself, giving his opinion on this potential future bout between both fighters. Now that Keyshawn Davis has let it be known to the boxing world that he can no longer do 147 pounds, he is leaving the light welterweight division. We got a lot to cook on, man. If you're a new viewer, man, you are where you're supposed to be. If you're into this type of content, make sure y'all hit the like button for me, man. Get subscribed. We got all type of content, various sports content, NBA to the NFL, but we definitely cook and make it our daily diet over here on boxing, over here on this channel. So if you liking what I'm putting down, man, make sure you hit that thumbs up button once again. Subscribe. Let's get into the content, shall we? Keyshawn Davis, after putting on a great performance, I wouldn't say it was nothing spectacular versus Nair Albright. I predicted that he would win. Sorry about that, a little under the weather. Knowing that these guys were so familiar with each other, knowing that he had bad blood, wanted to get it back for his brother Kelvin, I knew that Keyshawn Davis was going to get up in there and show it was levels to this. But all this led to, Keyshawn Davis post-fight being interviewed, and let's break down what was said in that post-fight interview. We got Keyshawn Davis telling the boxing world that, first off, 147 pounds is just too much for him at this moment in time in his career. Now, it opens Pandora's box because you got a lot of naysayers out there, me being one of them, that believes that Keyshawn Davis is just not disciplined enough, man, not professional enough to maintain himself outside of when he's preparing for a fight to make him, be able to hold down that division. We seen when him getting ready to fight De Los Santos, him missing weight by a couple pounds, not showing that he wasn't focused, not showing that he wasn't really even interested in losing the weight. Disappointing boxing fans, really damaging his stock, and really embarrassing at the time the Terrence Crawford camp, which he was a part of, with Shakur Stevenson, Bo Mack, Bernie, Red, Saul, and all of them guys. Really putting a black cloud over them, man. Showing that he was not disciplined prior to that, getting popped dirty, for that Mary Jane. You know what I mean? And all of these things is leading up to what's obvious, that this man is not focused. He's going back and forth, proclaiming that the belts don't matter. Trying to take the same road that Terrence Bud Crawford did, but that's not the road that Bud actually took. A lot of these guys are misunderstanding what Bud meant by, that little last thing that took place with the WBC and Mauricio and Canelo, and him not paying the extra amount of money for the sanctioning fee. But these young cats, they don't have a love for the boxing, man. I mean, they just don't love the sport. They're in it for the money. These guys have the talent, but they don't have the drive. And when it comes to Keyshawn Davis in this Nair Albright fight, it showed, man. It showed. It was tacky. It was very, very, very classist. Him body slamming Nair Albright in the fight. I mean, listen, man, you already have a lot attached to your name. You got to overcome all of this stuff that you are self-sabotaging within yourself. You know what I mean? Out inside the ring and outside the ring. With the thing that took place with his brother, we don't got to get all into that. Everyone that knows, why the rematch was mandated by Top Rank in the first place. But it's not a good look, man, and you're taking your career in the wrong direction. Now, Keyshawn Davis, he does have that star appeal. He does have the goods to excel, to be possibly one day a pound for pound great if he takes boxing serious enough and go in the lab. I think he should have never left Bomac. I think that was one of the worst things he could have done for his career. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Plus, all Bomac and the Team Crawford team is producing is nothing but champions, solidified champions. Pound for pound champions. Now adding Shakur and Terrence Crawford being one of the most decorated boxers, both of them in the boxing today. I don't understand why Keyshawn will leave that. They say to make his own name, to basically help his brother out. Hey, listen, you can't help someone that pretty much can't help themselves. Your brothers is going as far as they went. I mean, they just don't got it. They don't. And Keyshawn, don't sabotage yourself holding on for too long. You know what I mean? Spiraling out of control, messing up your opportunities in this game, bro. This game, it doesn't favor us, the black fighter. You already know. Me not being a fighter, but the black man, you have a lot to overcome, buddy. And the way that you're going about it is not cool. And then we got to touch on this stepping around Shakur Stevenson thing. My brother. Like, listen, bro. Y'all didn't come out the same household. Y'all don't got the same last name. What's up with this my brotherly love thing that all of a sudden is supposed to give you a pass and an excuse on giving the boxing fans the fights that we want to see? We want to see eventually down the line Keyshawn Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. And I was actually, at the time, I did not like the fact that Keyshawn left Bomac, but I thought, okay, it can be some good in this later on down the line if Keyshawn is leaving to spread his wings, and potentially he knew back in the back of his mind that he was going to have to cross paths with Shakur. Let me create space. Let me go ahead and create my own identity so that I can eventually work my way up and we can make that marquee fight for the fans. But since that has happened, it seems like Keyshawn and Shakur Stevenson is playing in tight, even close. Pause. You feel me? Like, these dudes they holding hands, hugging it up. Like, these dudes is not in their prime of their career, and they don't need to be going at each other, solidifying who's the best in this era. Like, this is an era that is untapped. Bud is now retired. It's up to these young guys. And Timothy Bradley said something interesting, man. We're going to go in and get to the audio. I want to bring y'all this audio from Timothy Bradley explaining, what these fighters need to do. But before all that, I want to ask the question, when it comes to Keyshawn Davis and the great Deebo Dev, who is very proven, decorated, shown to be a beast, do we want to see that? I know I want to see it, but boxing fans, go ahead and answer that question for me in the comments. We know styles make fights, and we know Deebo Dev is one they like to complain about when it comes to style. I mean, he can dominate all 12 rounds against Brian Norman Jr., and somebody gonna find something to pick at, put the man on the cabin. Somebody gonna say he didn't do this or he didn't do that, Eddie Hearn. But this man stay winning in each weight class that he goes into. The youngest undisputed champion at 135 pounds. Very, very experienced, and willing to take on the most deadliest fighters in the ring at all time. Now, Keyshawn Davis only having about 18 fights under his belt. Not too many marquee names, you know what I mean? He has some decent names, but nothing Hall of Fameable. You feel me? Having trouble making weight, having trouble outside the ring. Could he really deal with that? Like, honestly, in this point in his career, do Keyshawn Davis need someone else prior to Deebo Dev to prove that he's even on the level of Deebo Dev. Now I say Deebo Dev, he fool. Go ahead and get rid of him. Period. Point blank. Get him while it's early. Don't even give him a chance, man. But let's go ahead and get Timothy Bradley opinion on this Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney potential bout.
Damn, Tim, you don't want to see it, though. I don't want to see it.
Whoa.
Styles
right out the gate.
Well, you don't want to see the best fight, the best, Tim? No. Styles make fights. You fans, check this out, fans. Oh, this fight happens, y'all going to be disappointed. Y'all going to be so upset. Yeah.
Wow. Right out the gate. Timothy don't want to see it. Timothy Bradley said it's a waste of time. He don't want to see it. He believes Styles make fights. He said it sounds like he believes it's going to be a snooze fest. He sounds like he think they're going to be hugging it out in the ring. They ain't going to be throwing no leather in the ring. Let's get more of his opinion before we move on.
I'm disappointed. Because I already see. Y'all thought Valentine's Day came early in this fight. Valentine's Day going to come again. It's going to be 3 times if this fight happens.
And that's disrespectful. He said the boys going to be hugging it out. He said Valentine's Day going to come around. Hey, Timothy Bradley, he can be funny at times, man. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, man. I don't believe that. I believe these guys, they will figure it out. We know it'll be a chess match. Them first approaching each other, trying to get familiar with each other's style. But at some point in time in that fight, somebody got to go for the gusto. And I believe it's going to be Deebo Dev. You know what I mean? Now, before we get up out of here, man, we got Timothy Bradley letting it be known that he don't want to see it. It's a waste of time. But who you want to see it at 147 pounds? If it's not Deebo Dev, then who? Rolly Romero, he's ducking Deebo Dev. Ryan Garcia, he's ducking Deebo Dev. We seen the Brian Norman Jr. We seen the Deebo Dev effect on that. So, is it any fight outside of Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney even worth talking about? And does this make 147 pounds the now premier division in boxing? We know we got 154 pounds, which I believe is the golden division right now, with the most upside and has, a lot of killers in that division. But with Keyshawn Davis moving up, I mean, is now 147 the division to be talked about. I see a lot of unproven fighters. I see a lot of unwilling fighters to get in the ring and actually prove themselves. Everyone outside of Deebo Dev is unproven. All the way down to Shakur Stevenson. Everyone outside of Deebo Dev is unproven. So right now it's Deebo Dev division, and it ain't nothing else to be said. And Keyshawn, I hope this ain't just talk. You better get up there and make the division shake outside of you out here doing post-fight interviews, because you do a lot of fight hyping. You stay on fight hype. You know what I mean? Shout out to fight hype. But we ain't seen you really get down with them guys that we wanted you to get down with. We wanted to see that Edwin De Los Santos fight that you spoiled for the boxing fans, man, not being professional. And you claiming that you deserve these top tier fights, but every time you step on the scale, you prove otherwise. Get it together, man. We want to see it, man. We wrapping this up over here on Active Sports TV, man. Hit the like button before y'all get up out of here. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll be cooking on another one. We'll be back out of here. Stay activated. Deuces.